What's happening, YouTube? This is Jack, aka Pretty Boy, bringing you the Lake Stevens Battle Association, as well as my introduction to YouTube. The Lake Stevens Battle Association is just a group of guys who got together and made it a draft type tournament similar to that of the GBA. I am the coach of the Wenatchee Wobbuffets. This is my first season doing any kind of tournament, draft type tournament, so I'm really looking forward to bringing this to you guys on YouTube. My team consists of Tentacruel, Rotom Heat, Manabuzz, Mamoswine, Chestnut, Manaphy, Reuniclus, Mismagius, Dragalge, Doublade, and Mega Absol. I had originally drafted Rhydon, but I realized that the only thing Rhydon really brought to my team was an extra Stealth Rocker, and Doublade would give me the same bulk or even more bulk as Rhydon would. And gives me better typing, gives me that steel typing to counter those fairies. So I thought Doublade would really round out my team better than Rhydon could have. Our week one match is against one of our division rivals, the Denver Disco Daves, coached by David, and he has on his roster the Dragonite, Magnezone, Salamence, Bisharp, Feraligatr, Ninetales, Kabutops, Gorbis, Scrafty, Beyonce Male, and Mega Venusaur. Immediately I see that Mamoswine puts in a lot of work against his team, as do Stealth Rocks. However, I have no direct counter to Mega Venusaur, which causes a lot of problems, as well as the Scrafty. The Scrafty, I have no fairy types and only a couple Dazzling Gleam users, and Scrafty is a very bulky mon, so Scrafty could potentially give me a lot of problems going into this match. But I like to think that I prepped the best I could for this team, and let's get into the battle. Hey guys, this is Jack, coach of the Wenatchee Wobbuffets, bringing you week one of season 3 of the LSBA. This week I'm going against David of the Disco Daves, and I'm bringing an Expert Belt Mamoswine, Choice Specs, Dragalge, Leftovers Manabuzz, Choice Scarf Mismagius, Mega Absol, and Leftovers Rotom Heat. That Rotom Heat is a timid, especially offensive Rotom Heat, and this Mismagius is actually Choice Scarf with Taunt to be able to counter that Gorbis after Shell Smash. And that I'm also bringing a Sword Stance Absol in case I get the opportunity to set one up. I'm going to lead off with the Rotom Heat because as he has no ground types, I can get a free Volt Switch off as he leads with the Meowstic. This Meowstic is actually going to hurt me really bad with this trick. He's going to give me a Choice Band, which was really well played on his part. This Choice Band is actually really going to hurt me as this battle continues, and that as I go for the Volt Switch. I'm going to go into Mega Absol here because I know he's going to start setting up a Reflect, possibly a Light Screen too, but I know the Reflect was coming. And as I'm carrying Sword Stance, I can start setting up and hopefully be able to break through those Reflects. Here he stole my leftovers, so he's going to recover a little bit of help. I'm going to Mega Evolve here and set up a Sword Stance as he goes for the Reflect. So basically, after I get to +2, this Reflect is going to be null and void. It's going to be like, it's not even there. And I knew he was going to switch out here, but I wasn't sure if he was going to go into the Venusaur or the Bisharp. And I'm carrying a knockoff Sucker Punch, Sword Stance, and Psycho Cut. I was really expecting the Venusaur, but I didn't want to give him a free switch into Bisharp, so I went for the knockoff here, which actually is really going to hurt me. This knockoff's going to do around 40% to him, and then I'm going to follow up with a Psycho Cut as he Mega Evolves. I went for the Psycho Cut because it's going to do more damage, and it has a chance to crit, or a higher chance to crit, I should say, so I was hoping I could break through the Reflect. But unfortunately, I do not break through, and he's going to Giga Drain. I'm not sure if he's going to crit. I'm not sure if this crit's going to matter because Absol is fairly frail. I haven't read the calcs, but it is really unfortunate that I lost my Absol right here because he could have put in a lot of work. So here I'm going to send in my Dragalge because he is my dedicated Venusaur counter, and I'm going to fire off a Draco because basically whenever I fire off a Draco, something dies on his team. Basically, something is going to die. So he decides to sack off his Feraligatr, which is really relieving to me because if that thing's set up, I have no counters to it basically. So I'm really glad he was able to sack off the Feraligatr. So here he's going to go into his Gorbis, which as soon as I see Gorbis, I think I gotta switch into Mismagius. Mismagius is coming in. So I send in my Mismagius as he sets up a Shell Smash. And this Mismagius has just enough speed EVs to be able to outspeed a +2 Gorbis with my Scarf, which so then I can fire off a taunt. I also carry Thunderbolt, but Thunderbolt only has about a 60% chance to Oko. And I didn't want to take the risk that I got a low roll and he is free to a Baton Pass, so I went for the safer taunt as he goes for as he Baton Passes. So now he's going to go for the Scald, and I was thinking he was carrying Sub as his last move slot, so I wasn't really thinking about the Ice Beam. But unfortunately, he does have the Ice Beam, and he's going to kill my Dragalge, which was really unfortunate as that was my dedicated Venusaur counter. So now I'm sitting in my Mismagius again, and this time I'm going to go for the Thunderbolt. And I do get the Oko, which is very relieving. So now he's going to go into his Bisharp, and now that Mismagius has kind of done his job, I'm just going to really sack it off. Plus, I was really fearing the Pursuit, so I didn't want to switch out anyways. So yeah, I'm just going to let Mismagius go down. I don't think the crit mattered there. And now I'm going to go into my Rotom to be able to fire off another Volt Switch. I wasn't expecting him to stay in here. I was expecting him to switch out, but as you see, it doesn't really matter. I don't think that crit mattered because I am fully specially offensive, but you never know. So here I'm going to go into Mana Buzz, my safest switch in, and he's going to send in his Mega Venusaur against it. And here we're really just going to have a huge stall battle. He's going to be firing off Sludge Bombs, hoping to get the poison, 30% chance of poison, as I'm going to fire off Foul Plays. And really, this is just going to be a few turns of us just stalling out. I was fairly certain at the start of this that I would be able to win this as he is obviously not carrying Toxic, otherwise he would have gone for it already. And Roost has more PP than Synthesis does, so I was really expecting to be able to outstall him here. Here he's going to go for another Sludge Bomb, as I go for another Foul Play. And this turn I clicked Roost because, I got to regain max HP. And he gets the highest rolls of high rolls because based on the damage that Sludge Bomb was doing earlier, that should not have killed. But I guess he was either getting low or min rolls, and then he just got a high roll on that last one. So that was unfortunate. So here I'm going to go into Mamoswine, threaten him out with an Earthquake. And he's going to switch out and go into his Meowstic to be able to set those screens up again. So yeah, here I go for an Earthquake on the switch. He's going to get those leftovers recovery. He's going to go for the Reflect here, which actually doesn't, it's not going to matter as much as the earlier Reflect, but it's still pretty nice for him. I suppose he opts not to go for the Light Screen, and just wanted to get some chip damage on the Mamoswine, but I do outspeed because I am jolly with speed investment. And here he's going to go into the Venusaur, and now that the Reflect's up, I know that Earthquake is not going to Oko, so I'm going to switch into Apple Pie, predicting the Giga Drain, which was correct. And I think as I had leftovers, he was expecting me to be a defensive set, so he was expecting to live this overheat. But I am timid max special attack, so I knew this overheat was easily going to Oko. But this is when the Choice Band trick absolutely kills me because he's going to get a free switch into his Dragonite. And I could have just gone for another overheat, but I am at -2, and if I do stay in, he's just going to get free Dragon Dances all day long. So I'm going to switch out into my Mamoswine as he goes for the Dragon Dance. And here I'm expecting him to have the Outrage, and I wasn't expecting to be able to live an Outrage at all. So I'm going to go for an Ice Shard here, just to get the chip damage off. But here he shows the Dragon Claw. and I'm gonna live a Dragon Claw just fine. And now he's gonna go for the E-Speed to kill me off. So if I had gone for the Icicle Spear, I would have won, basically. Um, no doubt about it, because I would have been able to break the scale and then go through. But I was expecting the Outrage. So right there, I was basically just hoping that I would get the chip damage off on Mamoswine, and then kind of blindly hoping that Rotom would have been able to live an Outrage. But of course, as you saw, he didn't live the Dragon Claw. So right there, I mostly given up. The choice, the trick choice band actually really killed me because since I was locked into overheat there, I couldn't go for the Volt Switch, breaking the scale. If I still had my leftovers, I would have been able to Volt Switch and break the scale, and Ice Shard would have killed. So overall, that first play with the trick choice band actually won him the game. Very well played, David, and I look forward to our next battle.